Good morning, good evening.
Hi.
Hi.
Hey, sorry, I was muted. I don't know if anybody said anything to me. Sorry, my speaker was off. Okay. Hi, Rafal.
Hey Rama. Hey everyone.
Hello.
Hello.
Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Hello, everyone, and welcome to the High Pleasure Cacti Maintainers meeting. Please abide by the antitrust policy that we have shown on the screen. And also, please abide by the High Pleasure Code of Conduct, which you can find linked to on the agenda document. And with that said, the first item is Raphael's maintainership. I wanted to ask everyone if they're okay with it, and I think there was also an email for it. So like they say in the movies, if anyone has any concerns, then hear it now. And no one said anything, so I think we can treat that as a quorum. So what I will do is send the pull request to the maintainer's MD file and also the code owner's MD file. And I will also open the governance issue on the Hyperledger repo so that more permissions are granted to Rafael with the maintainer rights. And thank you very much for joining the little crew of ours. It's a great pleasure to have you.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me and looking forward to working with all of you.
Yes. And also, sorry if I sound very, very tired. It's early morning here, and I also could not fall asleep last night, so it's a bit early. Okay, second topic. What I wanted to talk about is the upcoming release issuance checklist. So we have a slight issue with this chicken egg problem that me and Mihal talked about a while back. It's that we have URLs in the OpenAPI JSON files that are pointing to github.com, and this has the issue that with the script that updates the versions in these URLs, we've come to this blockage where the release script is broken, because if I update those version numbers in the OpenAPI JSON file before the release was finished, then those links will be invalid, which means that the code generator won't be able to work, which means we can't issue a release before we issue the release. So there's this circular problem, so they need to refactor it. And what I propose to do is what we talked about, me and Mihal talked about it, I think last year. It's a very simple kind of refactor where we pin the certain versions of the OpenAPI JSON files to a file on the local file system, and then we reference that instead of URLs pointing to GitHub. And this will be slightly redundant, but I strongly feel that it's worth the trade-off because we won't be doing this too often. We can do it only with releases, and then it will have the upside of solving this problem that otherwise we don't really have a way of solving that I'm aware of. So I don't know how well I'm explaining this right now, but I just wanted to put it out there that I'll be sending a pull request, and then everyone can look at the details and tell me. We can discuss it. If you have a better idea to solve it, I'm all ears about that too.
Wait for the pull request, but he stopped sharing a screen before it.
Oh, yeah, that's because I was trying to share my Visual Studio Code, but apparently that failed. Sorry. Let me. There we go. I should see it back again.
Thanks.
So then the third item is the mentorship projects. I think we have two proposals so far. The one is about the core modules merging, integrating. And then there was the second one that I forget what it was.
Perhaps the second one is the API server one with André Augusto.
Oh, that's right.
If
That's right. Thank you, Rafael. Yep. So we have two so far. I volunteered as usual to be on the committee to judge them. So for these ones, I will have to recuse myself. And I just want to say that if anyone else from here from the project submits any other ones, then please let me know because I also want to recuse myself from that one, just to be sure. And my final one that I'm done talking is the gRPC API server plugins. So the API server does support gRPC, but it's been brought to my attention that there's a little gap where the plugins themselves are not, they don't have the mechanism to register gRPC services the way they have the mechanism to register HTTP endpoints. So this is quite a gap, and I will be working on making this rectified, getting this rectified. And that's all I had. If anyone has any questions or any other topics to discuss, then please go ahead.
can I ask about the internship that's regarding the Cacti core? It seems very interesting. I skimmed through the page, but if I can have some more context, I would appreciate it.
Yeah, so Rafael, we had submitted this last year as well, but it wasn't accepted. Several other cacti proposals were, so it's not like we didn't have enough to do. But this is this proposal emerges from the roadmap that we had created 2 years ago, before the official merge of cactus weaver to create cacti. And at that time, Peter, Izuru, Takuma, Sandeep, and I think, were involved in the creation of that roadmap. It's still up there in the roadmap.md file within the main repo, if you can see. Um, and the what we're trying to do is we're trying to create a set of core building blocks that will perform various low-level interoperability tasks, such as uh, generating and validating state proofs, locking assets, claiming assets, minting, burning, things like that. It's an extensible set of tools, but the way it's implemented right now, at least I know about the viewer part of it. We have it implemented in chain code for Fabric, Cordap for Corda, Solidity contracts for Bezu and Ethereum. Uh, what we want to do is to have that be a set of core operators that we can that we can feature that will be featured and will be exercised in any cacti pipeline going forward. So right now there are a bunch of different kind of pipelines with different packages being exercised within cacti.
Mm-hmm.
Some from the earlier viewer pipelines, some from the earlier cactus pipelines. So this is part of the whole integration process.
Mm-hmm.
So mainly, finally, when we integrate, we want to eliminate all redundant packages. So there are some packages within Cacti and Weaver, which are Cactus and Weaver, which are doing basically the same thing, just under different names. Uh, Going forward, we want to have a unified common API and client library, one canonical set of connectors for the different DLTs, and a core operating module. So if you see the
Mm-hmm.
diagram, the architecture diagram, that's what it indicates. So this is one part of it. I think building the core operative module first would be a good thing to do, because that will that's sort of the foundation for any ledger to be interoperable.
This is excellent. I really hope the project is accepted because we definitely need this. I think not only for Cacti, but for the protocols that use Cacti as its home, like SetP. For example, in SetP, we don't have those primitives, right? We deferred the implementation of such primitives to the client application, or to, let's say, to the SetP developer. But in 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 fact, it would be better if we provide an example at least of such primitives, and this project seems it could provide that. It would be very useful for any other interoperability project that uses Cacti. And this is also supported by the work we've been doing on the academic papers. So I think this is great. Thank you for putting it together.
No problem, Rafa. And thanks for mentioning SATP. In fact, we could add a line in a goal saying that uh, connect. Right now we have the SAPI protocol, right? It's still under review, the PR. But when we have it within Cacti, one of the tests for the core operators, how the core operators module works, is an end-to-end asset transfer using the SAPI implementation.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We can add that
Exactly.
to the goal.
Yes,
So if
yes.
let me know if you're interested in being a co-mentor. I can add you
Excuse me, add me as what?
a co-mentor.
Sure, please do.
Okay, will do. Thanks. Peter, please proceed. Thanks.
Well, I ran out of the topics on my own. If no one else has anything else, then thank you everyone for joining. And congrats, Ruff.
Peter, sorry, one more thing. Sorry to interrupt. You can congratulate Rafael. I'll talk after that.
Yeah, congrats, Rafael. And I'll say it again, but Rama, go ahead.
Okay. So I just wanted to, because you were discussing Cacti, I was just looking at the PR, and I think, Mikhail, you had some comments, right? I think those, yeah, on the copyrights, I think we have a bunch of copyrights in different files. Is that something we want to, as far as I know, uh, we are allowed to have copyrights in the different files, right? I mean, a lot of these are inherited from the old repository, so I think maybe we can keep them for now, because if we start on that path, then we'll have to remove a lot of copyrights. And
Yeah, I think we looked into this a while back, and the consensus was at the time that copyright comments are okay.
mhm.
What you could not do is a custom license, but copyright is okay. But well, we have to ask Mihal if he knows something else that we don't.
No, actually, my comment was caused because most of the comments, copyrights that were generated in other files were removed. So I kind of assumed that this is our obligation. So not a strict requirement from me. That's why I wrote should and not, must be removed. If that's okay, with the consensus of rest of you, then I don't have to see any problems with that either.
Got it. Well, that's an interesting question, Rama. If you removed part of it, then maybe you want to put it back just to be consistent. But honestly, for me, it's fine either way.
I don't know which one I removed. If it could be that Mikhail is referring to the generated Go files. So anyway, I'll review it with Sandeep and see. Yeah, I'll make sure it's consistent. Maybe for this particular PR, maybe we want to just, in case there's inconsistency, maybe we ignore it for this PR, and then uh, either Sandeep or I can submit one to make it consistent subsequently. So
But
because I don't really remember this. Yeah. Yeah, other than that, I see Mikhail had some comments about return value. Yeah, maybe we can review that. Yeah, Sandeep profile. I think you also know the code, knows account code. Maybe we can have a chat about it and see what should be done. Sorry,
yeah, the
Peter, were you
last
trying to
one
say?
is the only question I had. If
Yeah,
you want, I can get involved and fix that myself. I'm happy to help out.
that'd be great. Yeah, because
Okay.
it'd be good to.
Otherwise, this has
Yeah,
always looked good to me, and I'm excited to merge it. So yeah, okay, let's get it together.
awesome. Cool.
All right. So if no one else has any other topics, then we shall say goodbye. Thanks everyone for joining, and I'll talk to you next time.
Bye.
Thanks,
Have a
Peter.
great one,
Thank you.
everyone.
Bye.
Yep. Bye.